What if the greatest power you have been searching for has never existed outside of you? What if every limitation, every fear, every failure was nothing more than an old program running inside your mind? Imagine waking up tomorrow with complete control over your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your destiny. The moment you learn to direct your mind, instead of allowing your mind to direct you, everything begins to change. Today, you are about to discover a simple yet life changing mental discipline that has the potential to transform the way you think, create, heal, succeed, and live. Every human being enters life with an incredible mental capacity, yet most people spend their entire lives using only the patterns they unconsciously inherited. From childhood, your mind has been recording experiences, emotions, conversations, successes, failures, and beliefs. Every repeated thought became a familiar pathway, and every repeated emotion strengthened that pathway until it became automatic. This is why many people continue to experience the same results year after year. It is not because they lack intelligence or opportunity. It is because the subconscious mind faithfully follows the program it has been given. The remarkable truth is that no mental program is permanent. Just as a gardener removes weeds before planting healthy seeds, you can remove limiting beliefs and replace them with thoughts that support the life you truly desire. The first step is awareness. The moment you become aware of a destructive pattern, you stop being controlled by it. Awareness gives you the freedom to choose a different direction instead of reacting in the same old way. Once you recognize that your thoughts are habits rather than fixed realities, you begin to understand that change is possible. Every empowering belief once started as a single thought, repeated with enough consistency to become familiar. Confidence was once unfamiliar to someone who now appears fearless. Discipline was once difficult for someone who now succeeds effortlessly. Calmness was once impossible for someone who now remains peaceful under pressure. The mind accepts what it experiences repeatedly, whether that experience comes from the outside world or from deliberate inner practice. This means you have far more influence over your future than you may have imagined. Instead of allowing yesterday's disappointments to define tomorrow's possibilities, you can intentionally create new patterns through focused attention, positive expectation, and purposeful repetition. Each time you choose a constructive thought over a fearful one, you weaken the old pathway and strengthen a new one. Every small victory teaches your subconscious that a different reality is becoming normal. Progress may seem gradual at first, but every repetition is building a stronger foundation beneath the surface. Eventually, the new way of thinking feels as natural as the old one once did. When your inner beliefs begin to change, your decisions become wiser, your actions become more confident, and your opportunities become easier to recognize. Your world starts reflecting the transformation taking place within you because your mind is no longer operating from limitation but from possibility. The greatest discovery is not that you can become someone else, but that you can uncover the powerful version of yourself that has always existed beneath outdated programming, patiently waiting for you to awaken it. Real transformation rarely begins in moments of noise, pressure, or constant activity. It begins in stillness. Most people spend their lives surrounded by distractions, moving from one thought to another without ever noticing how restless their minds have become. They believe that thinking harder will solve every problem. Yet the greatest breakthroughs often appear when the mind becomes calm enough to listen instead of constantly reacting. A relaxed mind is not a weak mind, it is a focused mind. It is a state in which unnecessary mental chatter fades into the background, allowing clarity, creativity, intuition, and purposeful thinking to rise to the surface. When the body relaxes and the breathing becomes slow and steady, the mind naturally begins to shift away from tension and into a condition where deeper learning becomes possible. In this peaceful state, old emotional resistance loses much of its power because the subconscious becomes more open to accepting new ideas. This is why moments of quiet reflection can become more valuable than hours of anxious effort. Instead of forcing solutions, you begin allowing them to emerge naturally. Your imagination becomes sharper, your memory becomes clearer, and your ability to make wise decisions improves because you are no longer overwhelmed by mental noise. Every day offers an opportunity to enter this quiet state intentionally, even if only for a few minutes. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and allow every muscle to release unnecessary tension. As your attention moves inward, imagine leaving behind the worries of the outside world. Let each breath carry away doubt, frustration, and fear while inviting peace, confidence, and certainty into your awareness. In this relaxed condition, your mind becomes like fertile soil, ready to receive new seeds of possibility. The thoughts you choose in this moment carry greater influence because they are planted without resistance. Rather than repeating old fears, begin picturing yourself succeeding with calm assurance. See yourself handling challenges with confidence, making wise choices, and moving through life with purpose. Your subconscious does not respond primarily to struggle. It responds to repeated mental experiences that are filled with clarity and emotional conviction. The more often you visit this peaceful inner space, the more familiar confidence becomes. Instead of reacting impulsively to circumstances, you begin responding with intention. Problems that once seemed overwhelming start appearing manageable because your perception has changed. You discover that strength is not created by constant tension, but by inner balance. The quiet mind becomes a place where new possibilities are born, where creative solutions appear without force, and where the deepest transformation begins long before it becomes visible in the outside world. As this practice becomes part of your daily life, you realize that true power has never been found in mental chaos, but in the calm awareness that quietly guides every meaningful change. Before anything exists in the physical world, it first takes shape in the mind. Every remarkable invention, every meaningful achievement, and every lasting success began as an invisible image held with enough clarity to inspire action. Your imagination is not merely a place for daydreams. It is one of the most powerful tools you possess for directing your future. The mind naturally moves toward the pictures it repeatedly accepts as familiar. When your inner world is filled with images of failure, doubt, and limitation, your decisions often reflect those expectations without you even realizing it. When your inner world is intentionally filled with images of confidence, purpose, and success, your behavior gradually begins to align with those new expectations. This is why visualization is far more than simply wishing for a better life. It is a deliberate mental exercise that trains your subconscious to recognize opportunities, remain focused on meaningful goals, and respond with greater certainty. The key is to make the mental picture as vivid and detailed as possible. Do not observe your future as though you are watching someone else. Experience it as though you are already living it. Imagine the environment around you, the expressions on people's faces, the sound of your own confident voice, and the feeling of accomplishment flowing through your entire body. Allow every detail to become real in your imagination because the subconscious responds strongly to experiences that carry emotional intensity. When positive emotion accompanies a clear mental picture, the impression becomes deeper and more influential. This inner rehearsal gradually changes the way you think, the way you carry yourself, and the choices you make throughout the day. Instead of hesitating, you begin acting with greater confidence because your mind has already practiced success many times. Obstacles no longer appear as permanent barriers, but as temporary challenges that can be overcome with patience and persistence. Even when progress seems slow, continue returning to your mental picture with unwavering belief. Every repetition strengthens the new pattern, making it more natural and familiar. Just as an athlete improves through consistent practice before competition, your mind becomes stronger through repeated visualization before opportunities arrive. Eventually, when the moment to act presents itself, you respond with confidence rather than fear because your subconscious recognizes the situation as something it has already experienced countless times. This process does not replace action. It prepares you for action by creating a mindset that supports courage, discipline, and clear decision making. The outer results begin to change because the inner blueprint has changed first. Your imagination becomes the workshop where future achievements are carefully designed before they appear in reality, proving that every great accomplishment begins as a clear vision held steadily In a focused and disciplined mind, every word you repeatedly speak to yourself becomes an instruction that your subconscious quietly accepts. Long before your actions shape your future, your inner dialogue shapes your actions. Many people believe that the greatest obstacles in life exist outside of them, yet the most powerful influence often comes from the conversations they have with themselves every single day. A single thought may seem insignificant, but a thought repeated over weeks, months, and years gradually becomes a belief. That belief begins influencing every decision, every expectation, and every response to opportunity. If your inner voice constantly says that success is difficult, that failure is inevitable, or that you are not capable enough, your subconscious starts organizing your behavior around those messages. You hesitate when confidence is needed, you avoid opportunities that could change your life, and you settle for less because your mind has accepted limitation as familiar. The encouraging truth is that this process works in the opposite direction as well. The same mind that learned limiting beliefs can learn empowering ones through consistent repetition and conscious choice. Every morning offers a fresh opportunity to decide what kind of instructions you will give yourself. Instead of beginning the day with worry, begin it with certainty. Tell yourself that you are becoming stronger, wiser, calmer, and more capable with every passing day. Speak these words with conviction rather than routine, because emotion strengthens the message reaching the subconscious. Whenever a negative thought appears, do not fight it with frustration or fear. Simply acknowledge it and replace it with a thought that supports the person you are becoming. This simple habit prevents old mental patterns from controlling your future while steadily building new pathways of confidence and resilience. Over time, your inner voice changes from being your greatest critic into your strongest supporter. You begin encouraging yourself instead of doubting yourself. Challenges no longer trigger thoughts of defeat, but thoughts of growth and possibility. Your focus shifts away from what might go wrong and toward what can be achieved through preparation, patience, and determined effort. As your internal conversations improve, your emotional state becomes more balanced because your mind is no longer filled with constant conflict. Confidence begins to feel natural rather than forced. You make decisions with greater clarity because your thoughts are aligned with your purpose instead of your fears. People may notice a change in the way you speak, carry yourself, and respond to life circumstances, but the real transformation began long before it became visible. It started with the quiet decision to guard every thought and intentionally create an inner dialogue that supports success instead of limitation. The words you repeatedly whisper to yourself become the foundation upon which your future is built, making every thought an opportunity to shape a stronger, wiser, and more empowered version of yourself. Thoughts by themselves have direction, but emotions give those thoughts strength. A clear idea without feeling often fades quickly, while an idea supported by genuine emotion leaves a lasting impression on the subconscious mind. This is why some memories remain vivid for decades, while others disappear within days. The difference is not always the event itself, but the emotional energy connected to it. The subconscious naturally pays greater attention to experiences that carry feeling, whether those feelings are positive or negative. Many people unknowingly strengthen fear because they repeatedly imagine failure with powerful emotion. They picture disappointment, embarrassment, and rejection so vividly that their minds begin preparing for those outcomes instead of preparing for success. The encouraging reality is that the same mental process can be directed toward growth, confidence, and achievement. The key is to consciously connect uplifting emotions to the future you wish to create. When you visualize your goals, do more than simply see them. Feel the joy of accomplishing them. Experience the gratitude of reaching the destination before it physically arrives. Sense the confidence of overcoming obstacles and the peace that comes from knowing you are moving in the right direction. These emotions become signals that teach the subconscious what you want to experience more often. Your mind begins treating these positive emotional patterns as familiar, making it easier to think, act, and respond in ways that support them. Every time you combine a clear mental picture with genuine enthusiasm, appreciation, determination, or calm confidence, you strengthen the internal blueprint that guides your daily behavior. This practice is especially powerful because emotions influence attention. You naturally notice opportunities that match the emotional state you consistently cultivate. Instead of focusing on reasons something cannot be done, your mind starts searching for practical solutions. Instead of expecting obstacles at every turn, you begin recognizing possibilities that were always present but previously hidden behind doubt and worry. Even difficult moments become valuable because they no longer define your emotional state. You learn to experience temporary setbacks without allowing them to become permanent beliefs. You remind yourself that every challenge carries a lesson, every delay builds patience, and every obstacle develops greater wisdom. Positive emotion does not mean pretending that problems do not exist. It means choosing to meet those problems with hope instead of helplessness and determination instead of fear. As this habit grows stronger, your emotional responses become intentional rather than automatic. You discover that your greatest strength is not controlling every circumstance around you, but guiding the emotional energy within you. Once your thoughts and emotions begin working together in harmony, your actions become more consistent. Your confidence becomes more natural, and your life gradually reflects the powerful inner transformation you have chosen to create through disciplined awareness and purposeful feeling. The greatest transformations are rarely the result of one extraordinary moment. They are the result of ordinary actions repeated with extraordinary consistency. Many people become excited about changing their lives, yet they expect lasting results after only a few days of effort. When immediate change does not appear, they assume the method is not working and return to their old habits. What they fail to realize is that the subconscious mind develops through repetition. Just as a river gradually shapes solid rock through continuous flow, your daily mental practice quietly reshapes your thinking until new patterns become natural. Every day you dedicate a few minutes to training your mind, you strengthen your ability to focus, remain calm, and respond wisely to life's challenges. Each session may seem small on its own, but together they create a powerful foundation for lasting success. Begin each morning by entering a relaxed state where your attention becomes clear and undisturbed. Allow your breathing to become slow and comfortable while releasing unnecessary tension from your body. Once your mind becomes peaceful, fill it with thoughts that support the person you are becoming. Visualize your goals with vivid detail and experience the emotions of confidence, gratitude, and accomplishment as though they already belong to you. Repeat simple affirmations that reinforce your purpose and remind yourself that every positive thought is strengthening a new mental pathway. Carry this awareness with you throughout the day by observing your thoughts instead of becoming controlled by them. Whenever doubt appears, gently replace it with certainty. Whenever fear attempts to dominate your attention, return your focus to possibility and purposeful action. In the evening, spend a few quiet moments reviewing the day without judgment. Celebrate every improvement, no matter how small, because progress grows through recognition and encouragement. If mistakes were made, treat them as valuable lessons rather than evidence of failure. Your subconscious learns more effectively when guided with patience than when pressured by criticism. As these daily habits become part of your routine, you begin noticing subtle but meaningful changes. Your reactions become calmer, your decisions become clearer, and your confidence grows without the need for external approval. Opportunities seem easier to recognize because your attention is no longer distracted by limiting beliefs. Challenges become invitations to grow instead of reasons to quit. The person you once hoped to become slowly transforms into the person you consistently choose to be. Months from now, others may describe your success as sudden, but you will know that it was created one disciplined day at a time through faithful mental practice. Every quiet moment of focused attention, every intentional thought, and every repeated visualization has been shaping your future long before anyone else could see the results, proving that a trained mind becomes the most valuable asset you will ever possess and the greatest force for creating a purposeful and extraordinary life.